I am deeply honored to present today, for the degree of Doctorate of Sacred Letters, His Highness the Aga Khan, the Imam of the Shia Ismaili Muslims. As a graduate of Trinity College, I feel particularly moved to welcome His Highness into our community at this beloved and extraordinary place. Trinity College, established as an Anglican university in 1852 by the Bishop of Toronto, John Strachan, has a history of learning, education, and commitment to ethical values that has remained unbroken for over 160 years. When we welcome Your Highness into this fold, we are welcoming you into a place that combines the sacred with the secular, with educational values that have seen its graduates take their place in the modern world and in Canada in a meaningful, committed fashion. And it was here at Trinity College in my first year when I first saw the picture of the young man aged 20 in Time magazine, also an undergraduate, but at Harvard, who had just been named by his grandfather, who was the 48th Imam of the Shia Ismaili Muslims, as his successor. I remember then thinking how extraordinary it was that someone almost my age would be taking on the leadership of 14 million people around the world on several continents in diverse countries. I remember vividly how I thought he must have felt, knowing suddenly he had this enormous responsibility at our age, and that the trust had been placed in him by his remarkable grandfather, who had the complex task of leading the Ismaili community throughout the world during the colonial era for an astonishing period from 1885 to 1957. 72 years that saw the world change, evolve, undergo 2 world wars, and in kaleidoscopic fashion emerge into new global patterns. In this college, the ideal and the beliefs we hold dear are held within the same ethical framework as that of His Highness. The recipient of this Doctor of Sacred Letters today has 2 distinct roles in this world. One as spiritual leader, which he has inherited as an extraordinary charge and has held now for 56 years, and the other in the world that we all live, which he has built upon and recreated, involving all of us. He manifests the creative relationship of spiritual values and material concern, which is unique in the world today. He is the 49th hereditary Imam of the Shia Imami Ismaili Muslims. He is a direct descendant of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, through the Prophet's cousin and son-in-law Ali, the first Imam, and his wife Fatima, the Prophet's daughter. He is the spiritual leader of 14 million Ismailis living all over the world, mainly in West Central Asia, Africa, the Middle East, Canada, the United States, and Western Europe. We are fortunate in Canada to count, I believe, nearly 100,000 Ismailis who are Canadian citizens. In his own being, His Highness encompasses the world. The Aga Khan Development Network is His Highness's way of bringing together the faith and the action of the Ismaili beliefs. Ismaili tradition means that their Imam leads in matters of interpretation of faith and the relationship of that faith to the conditions of the world in which we find ourselves living. It is grounded in the ethics of Islam, in which economic, cultural, and social matters all come together to determine the quality of life for human beings. As the Aga Khan has often reminded us, we have been created as one by a single creator. In this place, which all of us here who call ourselves Trinity graduates so treasure, it is deeply moving and appropriate for us to welcome as an honorary graduate a man who is perhaps the only person in the world to whom everyone will listen. The Aga Khan remains an outstanding bulwark against ignorance, partisanship, and selfishness. He is honored by civilizations that need not clash out of ignorance, but can and must work together to fulfill God's promise that we, His people, are truly one.
Your Highness, Your Grace, University Chancellor, University Provost, it's customary for the Chancellor only to be allowed to speak Latin at these events. However, I am hoping that His Highness and you will forgive me if I say a few words, because I believe this is an extraordinarily special occasion for this college. Here, with His Highness receiving an honorary degree, the honorary degree of Doctor of Sacred Letters, a degree, I believe, Archbishop, of some 160 years old, a degree offered by this great institution in the Anglican tradition, which we believe is an indication of the commitment of this college and the Anglican faith to interfaith dialogue, something that His Highness is known globally to have espoused.